This edition of the Riddler Report is brought to you by Ridley's Store and Ignore Disaster Box. RidleyReport.com/store. Got another nice note from a longtime New Hampshire resident, John from Hooksett. Of course, I don't read all the notes I get out to RidleyReport.com, but this one has a good idea in it, so I'll go ahead and read it. Dave, I happened across your stuff on YouTube today. I see you put much thought into the areas in which you choose to conduct your cleanup activities. I do, however, think that you'd find the time to be better spent if you were to put more efforts toward graffiti cleanup activities. I'd offer several points on this suggestion. The graffiti is like a gangbanger business card for the city. Any good people that would consider such a place will continue to drive on past in search of some place more conducive to raising a decent family, etc. Such cleanup activities would put you in alliance with the community, the politicians, and, say it ain't so, the police. The city of Manchester has its own graffiti removal crew. Last time I checked, it was 2 people, a supervisor and a grunt. Stuff doesn't get cleaned up immediately, which equals not only job security but growth in the graffiti problem. The need for more equals the need for more cleanup workers on the payroll. The graffiti artists like to see their work. Artists in quotations. They like others to see their work. It's an investment in time and paint, not to mention risk. They used to tag a place where I used to work in the city. I explained to the owner that the paint has to be gone before anyone even knows it's there. Guess what? They don't tag that place very often anymore. Go to bombingscience.com and you'll read posts from artists, quote unquote, expressing dismay over the cleanup and or the painting over of their work. Also, when the buildup of graffiti is allowed, it makes it harder for the police to spot where the active vandalism is occurring. Under the bridges along the highway, for example, would be as quick and easy as some gray paint and a roller. You'd need permission, of course. Maybe Home Depot could donate the paint. So, public attention and gratitude, lower taxes by doing the work that the city is not seeming to do, and not letting it get worse. Helping the police, pissing off the riffraff. You should get before and after photos. A side benefit of this would be,
have a seat right now.
If someday one of you were to be pending incarceration for the expression of your rights and liberty, a history of this type of activity might be enough to let a judge decide to just give you a slap on the wrist. By the way, Ron Montplaisir over at Cross Country Maintenance and Supply on 360 Kelly Street has graffiti removal and anti-graffiti stuff. Stop in, you'll like his thinking. Unquote. So, graffiti removal as a way to up the ante on our open carry activities. That's the well thought through idea of a longtime New Hampshire resident. This is Dave Ridley signing off for RidleyReport.com this January 4th, 2009. This edition of the Riddler Report is brought to you by Ridley's Store and Ignore Disaster Box. RidleyReport.com/store. The disaster supply box with an indefinite shelf life. Don't let the spit hit the fan without one. RidleyReport.com/store.